Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Check 50, check 50. 12, 12. Gotta go. 12, 12. Alert 3. 19.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Wide open receiver complete. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah.
And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack.
Let's go.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
Switch. Mike, 40,
On 3rd down, Wilson. And this is going to be incomplete.
He had a good game catching the ball in the backfield a week ago, and they're going to try and involve him in that way in this game as well. But you can tell scouting is taking over. They're making it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, defensively, they told us, hey, we've got to take him out of the passing game, limit it to just short runs, because he can really impact this offense. The good kick, 48 yards, 4 on the return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Over.
Williams now on 1st and 10. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. That all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A big play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Raiders have taken the early lead. A good hold of these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Out to kick is Janikowski. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. As Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
Gotta go.
From the gun, it's Wilson. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Joey Bosa in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year.
Tempo. Smart that.
Now Wilson on second down. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third.
Shotgun. 12. Bang out. Bam. Zebra. Check three. Rush it.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. And the Raiders have got him. Joey Bosa in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the second time. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. Maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was real easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
And we'll see. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Bobby Wagner. Not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9.
Detroit!
Williams to throw on second down. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
All right, now, look at 56. Look at...
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right. And that's caught inside the 30. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
Now Williams on 1st down. Dancing to his left. And Cook has it left side. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
I think that should have been chalked up as a winning play for the defense, and they somehow beat it, didn't they? Right-handed quarterback flush to his left, yet he finds his tight end on the left side of the field. That's a tough throw. What a great completion.
And this is caught at the 8. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. In for the score. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. So that's the rookie's first trip to the end zone, and I think it's safe to say one he'll always remember.
Oh, without a doubt. That one is going to be imprinted forever. And nowadays, we're seeing rookies make a greater impact at that position at receiver than ever before. I think mainly because of the sheer volume of footballs that they catch in college.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Seattle now ready to march onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Stevens. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Gun.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. And he will find his man on the outside. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Raiders pick it up. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk.
And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. As his guys are in for 6, and the Raiders add on to their lead. And he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Oh, and now some space to operate. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of...
And it's intercepted. Reuben Foster picks it, and they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Detroit! Watch him now, Barney!
They go play action here on first down. They'll roll him out right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get out to the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
Looking to throw. Williams. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A big play there. His second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. Janikowski adds the extra point, and the rout is on here in this first half. Out to kick is Janikowski. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play...
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Check 50, check 50.
They go play action now. Wilson. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Khalil Mack, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
Whoosh. Whoa.
It still won't go down. Not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there. And the Raiders will have a short field to work with as they take over. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
Now, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Right there, 54, right there, right there.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get
Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
Here's Williams. Gonna throw again. And he'll go down at the 28. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Back to throw. Williams. Wide open receiver complete. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. In for the score. And the Raiders are pouring it on. And when a Hail Mary is completed for a touchdown pass like that, I think any defensive coordinator just puts their face right into their hands.
I don't think there's any doubt about it, and I don't have stats in front of me. I don't have the empirical numbers that say that in recent years the Hail Mary pass has been completed more than it has been, but it feels that way, doesn't it? And I know the defenses are spending more time on it. I think the biggest mistake they make is that they play everything from behind the receiver. I think they've got to start getting people in front as well to try and knock the ball away.
Out to kick is Janikowski. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
14. Hey, easy. Check 51.
Mike 42, Mike.
Cut. Let's go, 14. Hey.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Come on, tempo.
Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
14,
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
He's going to sling this deep down, and that's caught inside the 30. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Now Wilson on 1st down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Joey Bosa in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
Gotta go.
On 2nd down, here's Wilson. And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Shotgun.
3rd and long, it's Wilson. He's going to go up top for the... And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Seahawks are able to strike for 6.
I'm not sure that they have illusions right now of, okay, we're going to score 8 times in a row and we're going to be terrific. But to get one, that was huge for them. That has to feel much better right now.
And you do have, we're still in the first half. You do have the entire second half. There's something about that goose egg that just looked bad on that board, but now they've broken it.
Yeah, broken through. Can they maintain the pace? We'll see as we go along.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. Williams now throwing on 1st down. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. Takes this up just short of the 30, but he was able to avoid that earlier tackle. Nice move. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back with more after this.
Gun! All right, now, Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Watch the slant. Motion.
Watch him now, Barney.
Williams looking to throw on 2nd down. Over the middle, it's Jared Cook. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Detroit! Gun! All right, now, Lucky 56.
Now Williams on 1st and 10. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
12, 12, 12.
After the interception, here's Wilson. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack. Joey Bosa in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year.
18. Sack, dead. Saturday. Back. Still going, 4 down. Be good.
On 2nd down, Wilson. Flush to his right. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Now it's Wilson. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Sometimes it's just not your day. Here's another failure right there on 3rd down.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
There. Zebra. 14. All right. Check 50. 95.
They'll indeed go for it with Wilson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line.
Hey, let's go. Interception all day, baby. All right, now, lucky 56. Gun!
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. They are in an interception mood on defense. Had 2 nice interceptions a week ago. Now 2 here in the first half.
Yeah, we call it ball hawking. And the only way to truly be good ball hawks is not guessing.
19.
It's not just simply anticipation. It's study and understanding what they like to do and beating them to the spot and creating big plays.
Well, they're watching the film, and it's working. And they're able to get this one across the 35. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive.
14. There. Baby, come on, let's go. Hey, easy. Check 51.
On first down, Wilson. And an alley to Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the Raiders have recovered.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Detroit!
Following the fumble recovery, Williams. He sets to fire deep. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, and they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's Williams. Off play action. He's going to right. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. A big play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the silver and black continue to roll. Janikowski good with the extra point. And the rout is on here in this first half. Out to kick is Janikowski. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Now it's Wilson. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another first and 10.
Hey, hey! We got three, fellas, we got three! Gun!
Cloud.
Final play of the half, it's Wilson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Off play action. Williams. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down.
What a nice read and play by the defensive tackle. Never bought the play action fake. Went right for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
54's Mike. Check.
Williams now. Off the play fake. And got his man complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up first and 10. Williams on first down. Over the middle, complete. That's Cook. And he's taken down inside the red zone past the Seattle 15. And that one results in 35 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on first and 10. And that is incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a second and 10. And it's caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. In for the score. And the Raiders are pouring it on. And that touchdown reception is the 5th for him in this game, and that ties the NFL record.
And a record that's held up since 1950. This is another person that's tied it, but think about this. Bob Shaw said it in 1950. Kellen Winslow came along and tied it. And then, of course, Jerry Rice tied it as well. And finally, we're seeing it here one more time. Phenomenal.
And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the third. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things work well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Hey!
Hey, check.
Shotgun.
On first down, Wilson. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Let's go.
It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Throwing is Wilson. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Second and 10 now, Wilson. Being chased out left. And incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
On third down, Wilson. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And the Raiders have got him. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now Williams throwing on first down. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
Wilson, the Seahawks take over now, first and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Tight end right. Tight end right. Hey, guys, check me out. Check me
95, 95.
out. Stand up over there.
Gun.
Check 13.
12. 14.
Right over
Gun.
Yeah. Right, 58, right there.
Gotta go.
Hey, we gotta get to the ball, D. We gotta get to the ball.
Let's go, 14.
Play action. Now Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line has done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside. Probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. He already has 2 sacks to his credit. Now another tackle for loss.
And you know how you can always identify who was supposed to block him? They're the ones helping up the person who just got knocked to the ground with the ball, right? Whether it's a running play or a pass play, they've got to figure out a way to slow him down. Maybe you chip him with a second guy. Maybe you just out-and-out double him. Maybe you make sure you take the ball and throw it as far away from him as possible. Because right now, he is wrecking things for them.
They've been burned twice already on fourth down, but the third time's the charm as they keep the drive moving.
Zebra.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Kill.
Go fix one. 19.
58.
12.
Play action. It's Wilson. Buying time to his left. He'll This will be caught inside the 10. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. He got 29 yards that time. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll get him down here at about the 5-yard line. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
14, front it. Let's go, 14.
Mike, 50.
Tempo. Gun.
Time to go. Night.
Fair.
58, boy.
Wilson to throw on 2nd down. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. As his guys are in for 6. And the Seahawks are able to get a score back. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Strong right.
Gun.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to float this one deep. And this will be caught at the 30. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A big play there. 75 yards. And the silver and black continue to roll. And that, boys and girls, is an NFL record 6th touchdown reception. The record has stood since 1950. What a game.
How about that? Because so many things have to go right in order for it to happen. Not just him catching the passes. Someone delivering it accurately. Offensive line giving them time to throw the ball. A true team record. But he stands above it because he was on the receiving end of so many great plays.
And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minutes. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll run it now out of the gun. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
Come on, tempo.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pull their ears back and get after him now.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 1st down, Seahawks, Wilson to Baldwin.
14,
Never make the
14.
mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Wilson.
Motion.
That is incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it.
14.
2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete.
Come on,
It's a
let's go.
gain of 9 yards. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And incomplete here on 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
3 down.
Let's go, 14. Gotta go.
check. 42's the mic.
Here we go on fourth with Wilson. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this third quarter of play. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
Here we go now. Green, 39. Green.
Off the play fake. Williams. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. The pickup goes for 16 and a Raider first down. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's first and 10. Here's Williams. Off play action. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to take a shot. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Fourth quarter, you've got a big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead because you keep flinging it around. You throw a couple.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Bruce Irvin in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
The Raiders on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 17.
55. Right there in the middle. 55.
Operating from the gun. Williams. He's going to rifle one deep left. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. In for the score. And the Raiders are pouring it on.
Well, this game is definitely over, but we do know some people like to go ahead and continue to add to their score, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know that they need to add any more right now, though. I'm just starting to think about those dinner plans tonight, my friend.
Well, you and I will be thinking about dinner plans, but we also know there are plenty of people are thinking, how can I get some more scores for my fantasy, for other things? They're trying to figure that part out now.
By the way, last weekend we went sushi because that's what you wanted. We're going steak tonight.
I'm in.
All right. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And last time out, went for it on fourth down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on fourth down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Stevens. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Looks to me, partner, like he's learned a little bit because earlier in the game, I think he was trying to force a lot of throws into some windows that just weren't open.
Yeah, the interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw, so maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down, but a nice little gain. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll make it second and short.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And that's off the mark, incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
Right left, right left. We got 4. Gotta go. 14.
Motion.
On 3rd and 1, Wilson. And he's got his man on the out route. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain.
Get him, boys.
Shotgun. Hey. Let's go, 14.
Now Wilson on 2nd down. And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big.
And that touchdown, well, it barely puts a dent in this lead. And unfortunately, I'm having too many flashbacks right now. I remember getting beat down like this playing before.
Oh, yeah? College, high school?
College, not a heck of a lot of fun. I still remember playing and trying to tackle an elusive tailback who ended up scoring 4 touchdowns, 226 yards. He scored so many times and had so many great runs, I knew every note to their school's fight song.
Bet that ice bath felt extra cold afterwards, too.
Oh, no, there was no ice bath. You're just trying to get out of there before the reporters got to you.
And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
No, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories. But, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that... a team put 70. I actually saw that happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL, in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now was dominating and kicking around.
That's caught inside the 20. A big play that time for the Raiders. 61 yards. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
Detroit!
Looking to throw. Williams. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor. Partners, that a little sweet justice for Super Bowl 49 right there?
You know nothing can ever erase the total sting, but that has to feel good, right? To flip it around, be on their own 1-yard line defending, and come up with the interception.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. And incomplete on the deep ball. The intended target, Doug Baldwin. And now it's 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. To throw is Wilson. To throw again. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. Now they got to get to the line quickly.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes, and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
Gotta go.
I got him, on me.
They go play action with Wilson. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a 1st down. It'll be a gain of 16 for number 16. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, fourth quarter, maybe you do start to watch. Is the arm there, the leg's still there? This has been a tough game. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Now Wilson. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked up by Carl Joseph. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line.
Gun! Detroit!
That one looks like he'll throw here. Flush to his right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete.
Over!
Williams now. Off the play fake. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That goes for a gain of 31. They go play action here on first down. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And this is taken in at the 5. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love the slop.
Did you trust the forecast ahead of time? Or are you one of those guys that's skeptical about it, or did you trust it?
But when I saw just a big blob of green on the radar, I said, okay, let's trust.
Yeah, and that's why I'm glad you took my advice. Got your notes laminated, because, you know, open air booth, that rain can affect us as well, although not as much as the guys on the field. But let's face it, it's kind of fun to watch these types of games, isn't it?
It is. By the way, how impressive is it that you travel with a laminator? I didn't even know there was a portable laminator.
The things that you learn.
Golly, wise beyond his years. So for Oakland, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And now it's off to Heathrow as they get set to fly back to the U.S. in a couple hours. Meanwhile, for Seattle, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And now they'll head to the bye week as they'll be back in action in Week 8. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
I live with birds in there. Sounds like I see it in there. Hey, I'm on your turf again. This, that, you from the back of the. I got a girl, Brad. She go to battle. LED logo the tag. I go in back of the. They all from that. My diamonds, they all look at. This, that. I go to bed on bed. I got the demon on flesh. I got it in the back. Haters, they talk the chat. They step on the rock, the man. I'm a K-back. 400K. I found out where you lay at. I got the lurking and they hate cats. Pockets stay fat. I got the from the block and they scamming, they know what banks at. I got the work on the avenue, they know what tanks at. I got the that live in the mansion, they know what that. I got some that's up in the jelly, they know what that. I came on top of the building, yeah, we had a plan. We came on top of the building, yeah, we never ran. Down there, thought that I had a fan. Oh, hey, any 10 o'clock. o'clock, got a flight out. Yeah, I'm going back out to Japan. I got 2 Billy truck and a bitch to go.